Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. There are many habits that people embrace that ultimately brings disaster into their lives. However, based on what I've seen it done to so many young people, I believe the worst of all is crack cocaine, which has destroyed many promising lives and wrecked some very good careers in the world of sports and entertainment. In fact, I hardly believe there is a single Jamaican who does not know someone who has been derailed by the crack cocaine habit. Maybe an old schoolmate who was a brilliant student, or that very attractive girl in the community who everybody wanted to love, who has suddenly become a ferocious demon by night, hunting down men to offer sexual favors to get the monies needed to feed the cocaine habit. It should be noted that it is not only regular folks that have been smitten by the crack habit. There have been politicians, members of the legal profession, and even some of our favorite entertainers. Today, I want to look at the story of a youngster who I would call my friend. He's former Rusea's Costa Cup star, Fabian Pirate Lawrence, whose promising football career was cut short by the deadly demon crack cocaine. I know he tried hard to beat the habit, even once asking a judge to send him to prison so that he would be away from the drugs. But regardless of how fast he ran, the white lady always caught up with him and took back his soul. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be looking back at Pirate's struggle and the one time he felt that he had finally beaten the habit. It comes from a story I wrote for the Gleaner, which was published on December 24, 2011, under the headline, Pirate Declares Victory Over Drugs. The story read as follows. In the mid-1980s, when Rusea's High School ruled supreme on the local schoolboy football circuit, one of the players whose name was consistently on the lips of fans and pundits was that of Fabian Pirate Lawrence, a dazzling midfielder with awesome potential. Lawrence, from the Greenpan area of St. James, was a member of the historic 1985 Rusea's team which won the Costa Cup, Ben Francis Cup, Newcomen Shield and Oliver Shield, the only team that has achieved that enviable feat in the annals of schoolboy football. The gifted Lawrence, who was also on the Rusea's team that won the Da Costa Cup in 1984 and the Da Costa Cup and Ben Francis Cup in 1987, played alongside other stalwarts such as Linton Stewart, Mark Agler Wilson, Michael Graham, Aaron Lawrence, and the now deceased Stephen Shorty Malcolm and Capel Corntail Donaldson. In my time at Rusea's, I did something no other schoolboy player has ever done, recalled Lawrence in an interview with the Gleaner. I won a total of 8 schoolboy titles ranging from the Da Costa Cup, the Ben Francis Cup, the Newcomen Shield, the Oliver Shield, and the All Da Costa Cup. To my knowledge, no other schoolboy has ever done that. When he graduated from Rusea's, many thought the sky was the limit for Lawrence, especially after he took his schoolboy form into club football, representing teams like Defenders FC in the St. James Domestic League, and African United and two-time national champion Siba United in the National Premier League. Things were going great for me. I had dreams of representing Jamaica, and I had actually played in a few friendly matches, said Lawrence. I was one of the most talked about young players at the time. However, what looked a promising future for Lawrence came crashing down when he experimented with crack cocaine, became an addict, and subsequently went through hell. The crack cocaine habit wrecked my life, said Lawrence. I began doing bad things, both to my family and other persons, to support the habit. I even spent 9 months in prison on a simple larceny conviction. With his life in shambles and former associates avoiding him like a plague, Lawrence finally accepted that he was on a path to destruction when faced with prison time for a simple lasting conviction, he begged the judge not to send him back to prison, but to a place where he could get help for his addiction. I asked the judge to help me. I told him I was not doing well on the street, but that prison had not helped, said Lawrence. The judge decided to send me to Teen Challenge, an organization that seeks to help addicts in Rusea. It was there that I slowly began to win the battle against crack. Lawrence said that at Teen Challenge, he not only came to the realization that the crack addiction could be conquered, but he also learned that I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. Philippians 4 verse 13. However, like he did so many times as a schoolboy football star at Rusea, lifting up trophies after successes on the football field, Lawrence says now lifting up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord who make heaven and earth. With days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and months turn into a year plus, since he drove a wedge between himself and crack cocaine. Lawrence said he now badly wants to fully rebound from the nightmare of cocaine. Today, I can say thank God, I am clean again, said a relieved sounding Lawrence. I am now ready to go out and do something positive with what is left of my life. Having conquered his crack cocaine demon, Lawrence wants to get back into football, but this time around as a coach. According to him, in addition to his vast knowledge of the game, he believes that having been to hell and back, he is best able to warn youngsters of the dangers of drugs. I have spoken to Topper, Coach Theodore Whitmore, about getting into coaching, and he explained to me what I need to do, said Lawrence. I need some help to meet some of the requirements, so I am seeking help from any persons of goodwill who want to help me. At present, although unqualified, Lawrence is already trying his hand at coaching, helping to guide the young footballers in his community, some of whom still see him as an idol because of his exploits during his time as a schoolboy and National Premier League football star. God has been very good to me. He has taken me back from the brink of disaster, said Lawrence. The best way to say thanks to him is to steer others away from the ugly road I walk. I want to do that through coaching. Some 9 years after that interview, Pirate, who had fallen back into the habit, was shot and killed by a security guard on January 21st, 2020, after he allegedly tried to steal building material from a construction site in Montego Bay. In looking back at the life of Pirate and the demons he failed to conquer, it makes it one of those unforgettable stories out of Montego Bay. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica, from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.